Okay, everybody. Guess what time it is? This is yehdawg coming to you with another match from CastIt. I'm going to be posting a game. It's going to be a TVT that I'm going to be casting for either Dynge or Chucky. I didn't check to see who it was, but both are going to be Terran players spawning on merry-go-round. Dynge going to be spawning as the blue Terran at the top right-hand spawning location. Everyone give him a shout. And Chucky's going to be spawning at the top left-hand spawning location as the red Terran. He's going to be part of Clan Core. If we look at that, it's Knights. So that's a cool little logo. And over here, Dynge is going to be playing out of Clan Tact X, which is going to stand for Tactical Executives. So, what do I know about this match? I know that this is going to be a heavy macro game coming out of both players because that was in the title of the description for this replay. And I, need to get a little more practice in TVTs. I do a lot of Protoss games because, hey, guess what? I'm Protoss. Can you really? Can you sue me? Seriously, sue me. PP, please. Thank you. Go, go, go. They paused the game for a second. Didn't really show it in the replay. But both players basically going for similar builds. They're going to be going for gas. Pretty standard builds coming out of both players. Barracks do come down at the exact same times for both players, so they're going pretty standard. This is going to be one gas, one racks, and then probably follow up with a command center right after, which is a safe expand. If you do decide to go with command center first and your opponent goes for Marines, he can come in and punish you if he scouts it. Putting a supply depot right here at the front just to get some vision up at the front. Also, if he needs to block it off for any type of reason, block off this ramp just in case there's an early aggression. That's also good for that too. But as against a Terran player, I don't think it's going to be doing too much, especially because Marines have range. But going to be able to segue into getting that expansion as soon as that does happen. So a command center or a orbital is coming out for Dynge and Chucky. So basically mirror builds. Mirror builds coming out right now. I just got done casting with somebody I met on CastIt named Zukaman. He's a very active member of the CastIt community. Very nice guy. Very good caster. Knows what he's talking about, definitely. If you don't know who he is, definitely check it out. Factory coming out for Dynge, and Factory coming out for Chucky as well. So I guess it's not going to be going for super fast expand, especially since both players are going to be going for grabbing gas. So it does seem like they're working off the exact same build, and going to be basically mirroring each other until everything is finished. Especially because they're both going 1-1-1. So basically, what happens is you build each player ends up building a starport after a barracks and a factory. And if you see a tech lab coming down, which we do see coming down, they usually switch the factory with this starport and then start producing banshees. So we could be seeing that out of both players. It's just a good way to gain some harass in the early game, and a great way to gain an economic advantage. But the only problem is if you end up researching cloak and also getting that banshee out, and not doing enough damage against your opponent, you're gonna be behind, especially if your opponent decides to go the economic route. But it doesn't seem like either player is gonna be going for the economic route. They're both going for cloak, and they're both going to be going for a Banshee. So we're seeing some pretty mirror builds coming out. I mean, 21 Harvesters to 21. They're going off the same amount of economic. I'm sorry, they're still going off the same economy. So it doesn't seem like one player has lead. They're going to be, both players blocking off the ramp. If you're playing against a Terran and they block off the ramp, just know that they're hiding something. And it's probably either Banshees or a Widowmine drop. In my experience playing against Terran players, every time they block the ramp, I've either gotten a Widowmine drop straight to the face, and when I say face, I mean my mineral line, or I've gotten some Banshee harassment coming to my mineral line, to my main. Once you're done, but what's really annoying about that is once you're done with the Banshee harass at your main, you usually send an extra one coming straight to your natural. It's super annoying to happen. So what is a factory did drop down a reactor, and it's going to be switched with the barracks. So he's going to be producing a lot more Marines. Doesn't seem to be going for a tech lab on a barracks anytime soon. Both players still going exact mirror builds. Like, seriously, exactly mirror. Except Dynge is going to be going for his command center a little bit later than Chucky. But we got Banshee harassing at the main middle line of Chucky right now, who's also going to be going for Dynge's middle line. We got 2 workers killed for Chucky. Going for third gate, was able to get that mule, which is a good pick. Another worker coming down, but it doesn't seem like Dynge is going to be able to getting that many workers killed. He's got 1 worker killed compared to 3 of Chucky. So Raven's going to be coming out. It's going to be able to spot these cloaked banshees. So both players are going to be having the appropriate response against the type of harassment that's coming out from either side. So this Banshee's Cloak really not going to be doing much, considering this Raven, which is just kind of sitting here, is going to... These Marines and this Raven going to be able to push this Banshee out of the base. Dynge's Banshee's already been pushed out of the base. He's going to be able to getting some key scouting information. Going to be coming around here to the natural, seeing that the natural still has not been taken, but neither has the natural expansion of Dynge. So both players producing pretty much the same. If you're wondering, if you're wondering at home which league these players are from, they are both from Masters, probably North America. So this is a Master level game, and which might explain why their macro is very good and why they're following builds to a T. Yeah. So when you can basically, if you're a good player, you can go off all the way up until like Diamond, just going off of producing buildings when you think or when you feel like making them. But when you get to higher level, especially Masters, you have to start really focusing on staying to a build. And when you do that, you can produce a macro at a much more efficient level, as you can see from both players. Dynge's Banshee getting into the base, going to be able to kill off 2 more workers, and that's going to be great, evening it up for Dynge. But there is a Viking out on the field, same thing with a Raven, which is going to push that out. And if you look at Chucky's army supply right now, army supply is 32 to 26, so he does have the army advantage. So he's going to be able to prevent Dynge's natural from coming up. He's got the Marines here. He's got these SCVs here to repair the tank, who's going to be sieging up and containing Dynge inside of his own base. Banshee getting the high ground vision is going to be able to take out this 1 tank from Dynge, which is very good. Secret missiles coming out from Dynge though, and he's able to take out that tank. Good. Chucky being able to pull back those SCVs just in time to save him. Dynge going to be able to break this contained by Chucky. He's going to be pushing out onto out of the ramp and out into his natural expansion, and also going to be able to take this natural as well. Natural already coming down from Chucky, 1 SCV already mining from there. And if we look at income tab once again, it's pretty much even in worker supply. Harvester is 28 to 29. If we also look at overall supply too, it's going to be 50-47, but supply is going to be pumping for both players as a big engagement coming at the natural expansion of Dynge. Just hyper aggression coming at Chucky. 2 tanks with 1 Marine and Vikings to deal with any type of Banshees. But these SCVs being pulled off the line, I'm not sure if they're to attack. Yes, they are going to be going straight for these tanks. This 1 tank is going to be retreating, but this siege tank is going to be surrounded by SCVs and tickled to death. And it does go down. This Viking coming out for this other Viking to be chasing it out of the base. And Dynge is able to successfully hold off that aggression from Chucky. He's going to be able to get his natural expansion up and running. Stim being researched by Dynge right now. Stim has not been researched by Chucky as of this point. Chucky's going to be switching into the macro side. He's going to be just going to get this second natural expansion saturated to keep up with the economy and the production of Dynge. Another pause coming down from Chucky. I think there's some lag issues going on since he's asked to pause a couple times. But if we look at the income is pretty much even, a little bit ahead for Dynge. He's got 35 workers and 31, but that's 35 workers on top of mules that don't count for supply. So it does look like he's ahead. Stem being dropped and researched just now by Chucky, but it does look like since Dynge has got the research out a little bit earlier, he is going to be having that advantage. If he decides to attack right when his stem finishes, he's going to have that advantage against his opponent, who as of this point doesn't really have that much out on the field right now. He's got 3 siege tanks and a Banshee, and a couple Marines out on this field, and this Banshee's going to be coming into the natural expansion of Dynge. Cloaking immediately, going to try and pick up some workers and force out some scans, but that Raven I think is, nope, that Raven's dead. So this Banshee's going to be able to just have free reign unless Dynge decides to drop a scan, which he's not. But I think Chucky's pulling out preemptively just because he thinks that there might be a Raven. If you look at the units of both players, no Raven is out currently. But if we look at research coming out from both players, we got Stim finished for Dynge, and Stim still being researched for Chucky. So that is an advantage. If Dynge wanted to push in here with his units, he could break Chucky right now. Like right now, there's not much out for Chucky. I mean, right when I say that, he's got units streaming out, but there just seems to be more out of Dynge right now. He's just going to be pushing out onto the map, going to be getting some map control, and going to possibly maybe put some aggression on Chucky. It's his turn to counterattack, considering he was able to hold the aggression of Chucky. Doesn't seem like he's going for a third base just yet. No command center has been created by Dynge, who's going to be pushing across the map. If we look at the army supply, it is 52 to 42, so Dynge does have the advantage. He also has Stim, so if he pushes in right now, he's going to be able to just push in here with those Stim Marines and do a lot of damage. I'm not sure if he's got combat shields. It doesn't seem like he has combat shields, so he doesn't have that plus 10 health advantage against these other Marines. But Chucky is going to be sieged up. To run into siege line is going to be somewhat suicide, but if you got the Marines to just brute force your way in, that is definitely helpful. And he does have the Marine count. He does have the siege tank count right now too, but it does seem like Chucky did have the defender's advantage, was able to scout that Dynge's forces were going to be pushing in here, so was able to produce Marines. But again, Stim has finished for Chucky, so he is going to be pretty even against Dynge. Now Chucky has the advantage because he does have combat shields completely finished, and able to push out Dynge's forces. Is going to hold off that aggression. Dynge's not going to be going home just yet, but as that's going on, Chucky is going to be coming into the main of Dynge with his Banshee, able to take out 2, maybe 3 SCV scans being forced out by Dynge. Not going to be able to get that Banshee just yet, but another scan comes out from Dynge. Ooh, that's a doozy. Coming out with 2 scans. That's I think 130 minerals lost with each scan. So that's energy that could be used to drop down mules, but Dynge is going to be pushing back, going to be going back to his base to macro up some more. He's going to be dropping his 3rd command center, but 3rd command center for Chucky is completely done. He's just using that as an orbital to drop mules, but he's going to be moving that out to the 3rd expansion, going to be dropping that and going to start saturating that. But if you look at the middle of the map, Chucky's going to be pushing out with his forces. Going to be pushing in here. If you look at the upgrades from both players, +1/+1 finished by Chucky, and if you look at the Marines of Dynge, he's also got +1/+1 as well. +2 attacks coming out from both players, as both are producing Marines, and medevacs are being produced by Dynge too. Sorry, I had to take a drink of water. My voice again very hoarse. Been talking for too long. But back to the game. 3rd command center is done for Dynge. He's going to be not turning that into orbital just yet. He's going to be producing Marines, and also Chucky is going to be getting some picks in terms of getting some Marines that are just left and sprinkled out on the map, just here to get some scouting information, just to know what's going on. They're just scouts to see where Chucky's army is, and also where he's going to be pushing in. Scans coming down from both players. Both players just trying to be very aware of where the other opponent's army is. Chucky's going to be sieging up at the natural line of Dynge, and that Marine gets blown to high hell. You just watch his body just bounce across the map. But scans coming out from Dynge and scans coming out from Chucky as well, just to get a good read as to what the other opponent has. Dynge is going to be having the advantage in terms of medevac count, so that is going to be very great considering he's got a big supply lead in Marines too. So he can push in here, take out, clean up the forces of Chucky. That was absolute massacre in terms of tanks lost. And now Dynge is going to be able to push across the map. He's going to be going straight for the 3rd expansion of Chucky. Chucky's got Marines to hold this. He's going to be pulling SCVs off the line as well. But the thing is, Dynge's got way too many medevacs, and these medevacs got to pull out of there and able to hold that Marine line for a good amount of time. But he's going to be able to, Dynge is going to be losing all those Marines, but he's producing the same amount of Marines back at home. So he's already got those Marines produced that he lost against Chucky, but it's a pretty even match so far. Chucky going for his 4th expansion, going to be researching +2 armor for his Marines. +2 attack has finished, and both players going off of similar upgrades. +2 attack has not finished for Dynge just yet. So if he does face the army of Chucky at any point right now, he is going to be a little bit behind. This high ground right here is a little bit good to get some harassment done, especially if he decides to pick up his units and drop them into the base of Dynge, which he is going to be doing, dropping him right on top of the siege tank and right out here. But he's going to be able to pick up his unit because they're going to be slaughtered if he doesn't drop them directly on top of these siege tanks. These siege tanks siege up in the wrong position, so Chucky's going to go ahead and take this advantage and move into natural expansion and try and take it out with his Marines. But in the meantime, Dynge was able to take out the command center of Chucky at his 3rd expansion, which was fully saturated, which was mining. Dynge going to be picking up his units and dropping into the main of Chucky, but it's going to be dropping right into the forces of these Marines. These SCVs being pulled off the line. Going to be losing so many Marines to this aggression. He's going to be losing 57 workers killed by Dynge again, and Chucky going to be pulling in here, going to be able to take out the natural expansion of Dynge too. So these players are just going through throats. They're going to be trying to do as much damage as possible with their forces that they have right now produced. Dynge, if we look at the income tab, is going to be behind. He doesn't have anything mining, but if you look at Chucky, he's got this 4th expansion. It's been turning to a planetary, which is now his 3rd expansion, considering his 3rd expansion was just taken out. But Dynge, if we look at the army supply, is going to be ahead. He's got 76 army supply. He's not doing much at home. He's able to hold the line of his main, so his main production is still here. Doesn't seem like he's got anything mining in his main, and he's going to be dropping mules at his 3rd expansion to try and get some income. But unless he breaks this contain and decides to get his 3rd expansion up, he's not going to be able to do a whole lot. He's going to be putting out here with these Marines, but they're just getting blown apart by these siege tanks. But he is able to break the contain. This medevac boosting out of there, trying to just survive. And if we look at the income again for Chucky, he had the lead. He had 27 harvesters before, but he got so many workers killed in that last engagement. If you just saw how many workers he lost to those stim Marines, you never want to just throw SCVs at stim Marines. They just eat through them, like cut through it like butter. But you know, I think at that point Chucky was desperate. He needed to push them back, especially because if he didn't have enough Marines at home. They're all across the map. But Dynge not gonna wait to let his opponent get back into this game. He's gonna be pushing across this map. There's a lot of medevacs and a lot of siege tanks. He'll be picking up into his medevacs and boosting into the base of Chucky, losing a medevac. Another medevac going down too, but it didn't seem like there was anything inside of it. Be dropping straight into the main of Chucky. Chucky out of position, has to run and stim all the way back to his base, but in the meantime, production is going to be taken out by Dynge. Barracks goes down, and the tech lab is going to be going down for Chucky as well, so he's not going to be able to remax and get his units out as fast as Dynge. He's got all his main production facilities up as well. Dynge is in a good position. He's able to contain his opponent at the bottom of his own ramp. Chucky just streaming these Marines in and trying to get some, trying to break this contain against himself inside of his own base, but Dynge just doing a lot of damage. 56 supply, just 116. Dynge is just doing a really good job at keeping his opponent at bay. And inside the base of Chucky, Dynge is just going to work with these Marines. The Marines taking out all the main production facilities of Chucky, and Chucky not going to wait for this. He's going to go for a drop of his own, picking up a bunch of Marines into his medevac, and going to be trying to go do some harassment against the 3rd expansion of Dynge, or maybe the natural expansion. But Dynge, he's got the economy to keep going. He's producing these, he's producing, and he's going to be able to produce the army to deal with the forces of Chucky. Chucky set 59 supply, 32 army supply to 103, so it doesn't seem like he's got a whole lot to deal with the forces of Dynge. Dynge gonna be 2-1 Marines against 2-2 Marines, so it does seem like Chucky has the advantage in terms of Marine upgrades. And we got +1 attack to +2 attack to the siege tanks of Chucky. Still contained, can't break into his main. Dynge gonna have to protect his natural against the aggression of Chucky. Chucky coming here with this Marine drop, gonna be taking out some SCVs. Able to take out 40 workers total for Chucky so far, which is good, but he needs to keep harassing. If he harasses the 3rd base, it's going to be good, considering there's no units across the map to protect Dynge against this drop. Chucky going to be going for the 3rd expansion. No, he's not. He's not going for the 3rd expansion. But if you look at the natural expansion of Chucky, Dynge is going to be pulling in here. He's got Marines up on the high ground, just getting the vision, and also just going to work at the SCV line, and also taking out the main production facilities as well. In TVT, if you take out the production facilities of your opponent, you're going to be able, even if you're even on economy, you're going to be able to produce an army much faster, considering the fact that your opponent just does not have the production facilities to keep up. This drop coming into the 3rd base of Dynge, Chucky pushing in here with these Marines, going to be able to take out this orbital command center if he's lucky. But Chucky in a very bad spot. He's being sandwiched here by Dynge's forces. Dynge over here on the south side, and also coming at the north with this siege tank containment. It doesn't seem like Chucky can go much of anywhere. I mean, he's getting sieged here is Planetary Fortress forced to heal this base with repair this base with those SCVs. Chucky's still trying to do some harassment with these with this drop, but it's gonna get cleaned up eventually. Last Marine goes down, and it just seems like Chucky is fighting off the back foot right now. He's in a very bad position. Doesn't have any SCVs mining at right now. He's got 0 income. Literally has 0 income, but it does seem like he has a higher income, higher harvester advantage considering how much damage he was able to do with those Marine drops. But unless he's able to break this contain, which I don't think he will be able to, I don't think he's going to be able to get back into this game. He's just way too behind. I think it's GG at this point. Just because Dynge was able to get more of his forces into the main base of Chucky and then take out the production, and catching Chucky's forces, out of position was a huge advantage for Dynge. And I think that's going to cost Chucky the game. Chucky trying to get back in it though. He's not going to go down quietly in the night. He's going to be fighting to the last tooth and nail against Dynge, and he's able to break the contain on the south side, which is good, which is connecting his his last mining base with his natural, which is his only mining base. So the third expansion is his last hope though. Unless he gets this mining, he's not going to be able to do much. He's going to be going for another landing his other command center over here, and this big giant force of Marines and 2 siege tanks from Dynge to be pushing at the south side of Chucky. Chucky does not have anything in response to this though, but this planetary is pretty buff. The siege tanks of Dynge will be sieging up, trying to take out the last remaining siege tank of Chucky, and GG's called from Chucky, and that's game between Dynge and Chucky on merry-go-round. Masters game. That was just a lot of aggression coming out of both players, not letting up. It was just a boxing match without gloves, just dirty boxing, duking out between both players. Dynge and Chucky going at it with drops in each other's bases. Chucky going for the early aggression, but Dynge being able to go and get the main hit by dropping into the main base of Chucky and taking out all those production facilities. I think that was the game changer, especially since Chucky lost so many SCVs to that main drop. That's drop into his main. He lost, if we look at how many workers were killed, 69 workers were killed as compared to the 45. It's pretty dismal in how many workers were killed on both sides, but 69 is basically how many SCVs you want to be producing in a game, which is about like 80. So that's a lot of workers lost. He was down in economy, and it just wasn't able to produce anything, which is why at the end it was just 50 supply against 120 of Dynge. Dynge had some mules, didn't have the SCV count. He had like 17 compared to like the 27 that Chucky was just sitting on. They were just stuck here in its natural expansion because he got contained at the north and the south. So good game coming out of both players. A very entertaining match, and a very fast-paced match coming out of both players too. It was a Masters game again, if you missed that earlier, and you could see the play coming out from both players in terms of Masters skill. Because it's especially in Masters League as compared to lower leagues. Masters League, you have to be putting on a lot of aggression. It's just constant attack and defend and counterattacks coming out from both players. Players knowing when to attack, players knowing when not to attack and to defend. And if we know one thing, when you make an expansion, you want to defend that expansion until it gets up. But also, you can attack and get an expansion behind it, which is what Dynge's tactic was. He was down in expansions compared to Chucky, who had his third and his fourth expansion much earlier. But because Chucky wasn't there to defend his expansions, they just went down, which is a very integral part in expanding into StarCraft 2. You need to defend your expansions, otherwise they're pretty much just dead weight. Especially if you lose SCVs, that's going to be a huge loss. So Dynge be able to attack, put some aggression on, and expand behind it and not lose too much, while also keeping his production safe and sound. So that was this game that I decided to do for CastIt. I hope you guys enjoyed. Dynge or Chucky, whoever uploaded this match, great game, GG. And if you want me to cast more of your games, send me replays to my my Gmail account, which is yehdawgchannel@gmail.com. If you like this match, please, and you would like to see more in the future, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Also, I got my stream up on Twitch, so I will be casting at between 9 o'clock and 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if you want to catch that, just hop on to Twitch TV and see my cast. It's going to be yehdawg channel, yehdawg on Twitch. And also, if you like this video, and also if you have any comments, leave a comment right below, and I'll check it out and respond. So that's all for me for today. This is yehdawg, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace!